Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Today's topic that I have brought up on the demand from the audience, on the demand from the subscriber, they are looking for the how to calculate packaging cost. So here it is. There are many methods to calculate the cost. However, in today's business environment, packaging cost is major factor now because 1.5% to 40%. This vary greatly in a sales price. Sales cost that whatever you buying a product, there may be the packaging cost 1% to 40%. So we have to look into that. It is based on a survey. The cost. So in short, $1.5 is a packaging cost on every $11 you spend. So in the cost sector, that how you calculate that, how we understand. So there are four major factors. The first one is design and development, that is from the inception and to develop for the or the final shape you are giving. Then there is RMPM cost, then resource cost, and finally marketing and logistic cost. So remember these four factors. However, the losses in each stage continuously happens and you have to monitor it in regular basis. So the first stage is design and development. Here your company give an idea that what they want for their market, and the marketing team look into the market to identify if there is a gap in the consumer section that you need to fill it. However, the investing in the graphics, printing, decoration, or the most important is unique design. Your product, when it is the product that is similarly to the other product prevailing in the market, you have to introduce unique design. However, it should not lose the sense of the product. So the next one is RLPM. RLPM, there are three terms here: raw material, that is all your ingredient, and then packaging material, and finally the additives to increase the shelf life or to give the extra flavor. Cost optimization of RLPM. It is most obvious expense that this is the material that you want to sell. So the RMPM cost, you have raw material, you have less opportunity to optimize this. However, the packaging material has a great chance. You have the opportunity to look into the packaging material replacement or the mixture of the two products, or you have the opportunity to develop the variety in the substrates. The third one is resources. Resources, there are four elements: indirect labor, direct labor, electricity, and the machine hours. Here, the indirect labor means anyone associated with your production line other than the person who is directly involved on the line. Similarly, the direct labor means the person who is involved during the production in your line. So these people, that they have the importance to check the quality of your product. And like all others like maintenance team, quality team, admin, PR, whoever extra, other than the person involved in the line, is calculated as the indirect cost. So if an activity is automatic or manual, here it is quite critical. If your activity is manual, your cost will be impacted highly. If in the case of automatic, the price reduced drastically. So our purpose to reach before the market, based on the cost, based on the available budget, we have to optimize, means we have to automate the system as much as possible. Then the electricity and the machine hours. Electricity cost is something that the resources available in the factory have much less impact on that. The major impact, the cost that it comes from the power station generation. So you during the installation of your facility, you have to look into that which location have the minimum cost. And then the machine hours. Machine hours is a rate. It's the hourly cost of your factory expenses in the terms of overhead, and it is obtained by dividing the factory expenses associated with the machine for a given period by number of hours that machine worked during that period. Suppose you are calculating for a month, so all over the factory cost should be divided by the number of machine hours that you operated during this month. And the next one, the resource optimization. So this is the major role of the planning team. Here your planning people, you have to coordinate all the resources together to optimize your cost, to optimize your budgetary expenses. They are need to optimize the resources in particularly evident when your orders are saturated or it has exceeded your machine capacity or the capacity of the labor or any of the sources. So their planning has to coordinate in the way that they are always available when it is required. Marketing cost and logistics concept. So marketing is like your ultimate goal is to sell your product. So again, marketing is to fill the gap or to convince the consumer that it is required to your life. So here you have to find out the opportunity. Then the inventory. Inventory is sometimes product lost in the market or over consumed in the market. In that sense, your inventory should be built up in the sense that it can be supplied in the market on the continuous basis. On the other hand, if you are producing much more, it may impact negatively. That the market is already not full with the product and it is not consumed and your warehouse is also full. So when you are storing, the first thing that is space, then the electricity in the GCC countries, because we are keeping the product in controlled temperature, and the third one is the labor. So all are heavy investments. Then the outsourcing. Some of the operation being hired by the third party, and it is quite common practice in business because services or maybe some of the operation is not giving you the ROI, not giving the payback period. For if you are going to the third party, it is quite convenient for the manufacturers. Then the marketing and logistics, the one expense is promotion expense. That it is the cost company incur to market their product or services to consumers. That how to reach their consumers. Then the standard loss. As I said earlier, that losses in every stage are quite evident. So we have to standardize and monitor it regularly. And the last one is the logistics. The logistics in general business sense, it is to be understand like the material flow, the product flow from the point of origin to the point of consume or the point of consumption. In that sense, again the planning is much more required to meet the customer or corporation. It relates to the expenses of package, transport and storage. So every stage, these three are important. When the product is produced, this may go wrong in the transportation, or it may go wrong, or it may be damaged or lose the sense of the packaging at the storage stage. However, the lack of planning in decision making, that which product to be sold at which location, may be results in excessive cost. So these factors to be continued to be regulated. And I look for your feedback in the next video, that how to you understand. If it is required, I may go little more deeper or may go in little deep explanations. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.